Well, today we got some little special occasion going on. Kennerz, you know, if anybody knows anything about Quadzilla history, Kennerz bike was dubbed New School when it was originally built in, I think it was 07 or 08. When was it built?
07.
In 07.
We're back in 07.
Really kind of set the benchmark for a lot of all-purpose dune quad. But today is kind of a momentous occasion because we're going to be firing up for the first time. Whoa, what do we have here? What do we have? Oh, New School 2.0. Yep. But anyways, you want to take a look at her. Remember earlier in the video we shot earlier, she was there with no motor. Well, here she is, and she's got a fresh motor in her, and you know, this is something that's probably been in the works for a long time. I've known Kennerz for a long time. We've been friends, and I never actually had the time, or Kennerz could afford in the budget for me to actually do the work on his bike. I've helped him with it, but this time it actually has a Q motor in it, and basically he had it done by somebody else. Did a pretty decent job, but needed some stuff done and freshened up. So I freshened it up for him and gave it a little Dr. Q lovin'. It's still, you know, it's not a full HRD. It's a play motor, but it's custom set up for Kennerz himself and how he rides and for this bike, and that's kind of how we do things. So Kennerz, if you'll do the honors, let's see if we can get this thing to fire up, and let's listen to it. She's, I don't know if she'll start. She's been just kind of waited a couple times, couple primer kicks. We'll get her. Whoa, first kick. So, yes, this is a little freaking monster. So, Kennerz, just tell everybody what's your initial impressions.
Sounds pretty vicious, pretty mean. Robert poured all his technical knowledge and expertise into it, and I think it's a new level of build than what's been done in the past. So, feel very fortunate to have him again pouring all his work and love into it, and I can hardly wait to get in the dudes.
But let's just say one more small thing. Why don't, just so people understand what level of duner and experienced enthusiast you are, why don't you tell the people here who has actually done the motors for this bike? The who's who of the who's who have done it. Let's just start with the first.
Okay, first start out with a guy from Lemon Grove, Yamaha Suzuki Lemon Grove back in the 90s. Sam Coe has built it, who's I guess does all the R&D for Alba Racing.
Didn't he win Pikes Peak, I think?
He won Pikes Peak a number of years.
Number of years, and then after that...
On it. Tony from TNN Performance has done a version of the motor. RX Horsepower. Bob from Oregon has done the motor.
And the other folks,
Duncan Racing has done some work on the motor in the past, and
so you've had some really good people work on your stuff.
Some of the best in the industry.
And you've been riding this bike since
1989.
Since 1989. And so that really tells the folks that are watching this video who they're talking to. You're not some rookie rider.
Not my first time riding a
It's not your first rodeo. And this bike, there's a reason why this bike is what it is. And you know, someday we'll shoot a vid just on all the stuff that's in this bike. It is from PEP, long travel, suspension, Lone Star, Metal Tech, custom everything. This bike is just bad to the bone, to the comp cut, Skeet 2s. This thing is a dune weapon, and so it's actually been my pleasure to finally have the time and be able to do something for Kennerz on a personal level. And you know, we've been friends forever, and I've never done your motor.
He's never done any work for him.
Never done any real work for him. A little bit of this, that, or the other. A lot of tech support, stuff like that. So, you know, it's just to let everybody know, you don't have to have a zillion dollars, and you don't really even need to buy anything from me. If you're a Zilla enthusiast and you need help, and you want your stuff to go to a higher level, just get a hold of me and I'll do what I can to help you out. But anyways, I just have to tell you, man, this thing's a little monster. I can't wait to go ride it and see the smile on Kennerz's face. But that's it for today. And yeah, it's a beautiful windy day out in the Des. Yep, oh yeah. Yep, got a little stuff here too. Yeah, the Q-Lab got a little work. But we'll shoot vids on all the work here in just a minute. Anyways, you guys have a good day and be good.